Hey guys, still the fourth. My little sweetie took the van. I just took her up on the bike to pick up the jeepney down. She's going to go into town, into Carmona today. So the kids and I are just chilling. And thinking of the little ones, I just go back down memory lane. And when I was young, one of my big things my father did was always a big trip. When we were young, I remember he had this big Ford Econoline van, piled the whole family in, and wherever we went, we would either go to, we'd go to Florida or Panama City, or we'd go out through Tennessee or somewhere, go to Missouri, all just traveled around, go up to Canada. And my father was an exceptional driver. He was a super good driver, and I think the only one who was a better driver than him was my mother. Just really good drivers. My father, no accidents ever. My mom was in one. I was in the car with her, actually, when somebody pulled out in front of her, just blink of an eye, and she smashed that guy. But I remember when we were little kids driving, we were always getting, beep, beep, going like that to the truckers, getting them to beep. We'd count the license plates from all the different states we see. We knew what every car was. We knew exactly, even when we were real little, because when we'd see a car coming up, well, what kind of car is that? And everybody, that's a Chrysler. And, we'd learn the model numbers and whatever. We'd even start to look, what kind of tires? Oh, white wall. Ooh. And you could tell by the certain tires if they were a Goodyear or some other brand, I mean, that's the stuff we would do instead of looking into a stupid tablet, not being aware of our situation. And one trip I remember that we were on, we were in the big Cadillac, and we were going through the Smoky Mountains, and a guy in a Chrysler Imperial, an older gentleman, and he looked angry, and his wife was sitting in the passenger seat, and she looked angry, and he was tailgating us on this two-lane road with not a really good place to pull off, a lot of windy turns and hills. And my father and mom were talking up in the front, and they were like, man, this is not good. It was a big, heavy car like that Cadillac. And so the old man first pulled off he pulled off. And where we pulled off, there just happened to be a place to eat. So instead of us eating our sandwiches and stuff we had, he went in. We stayed in the car, kind of by the car, and he went in this place and got some fried chicken. So we were all eating chicken. And then a little while later, we start on down the road, and you could see a lot of people pulled over, and there was a hole in the guardrail. And here this man in the big Chrysler had gone too fast, messed up on his turn, hit somebody else, and went over the guardrail down to their death. The ambulances and stuff were there. Fire truck was there, and they were looking down the hill, and nobody was in a hurry to go down there. I guess those people were dead. But that's when you get in that kind of hurry. But another thing that my father used to do, when I was very young, my mother had a Mercedes. That was her car, and he would take us out to a big parking lot, a schoolyard, or something like that in the snow, and let us spin donuts. Let us spin donuts in the car and stuff. He'd spin donuts, and then we'd each get to take a turn spinning donuts in this big parking lot. And nobody bothered you back in them days. And then when my kids were little, I had this big Lincoln, and when my daughter was starting to drive, I let her drive it. Of course, she wasn't of age yet, didn't have a license or anything, but I still let her drive it at night so she could learn. And then one time in the winter, I took her out to a big Kmart parking lot and let her spin donuts so she could learn, and come out of there, and a cop got us, and he's like, you're in a lot of trouble. And I said, hey, think about it. Think about your own children. You get to let your kids learn this. I don't want this kid getting on the road when she's 15 and not knowing how to drive. I need her to learn how to handle a spin and a thing. And the guy, he checked the license and everything. He couldn't argue with that. He said, okay, he was a young guy. He goes, I can't argue with that. But I'll get in trouble if I don't at least say something to you. So just be careful if you come in here again. And I said, okay, cool. So, but I let her drive. She could take that big Lincoln I had and go through alleys with like an inch or two on either side. She really knew how to judge the car good. She knew how to put it into a slide, braking if she lost control to cover it back. And my son Matty too. He's a fantastic driver. Both of the kids are really good drivers, and I want the same for these kids here too. I want them to watch when we're driving and look around instead of being, looking in a tablet. And they play in the back. I like this one. It's got a way back, and they can sit in there and have some fun like that. But I do remember a lot of the times when we were little, all the trips we took. Sometimes when you get older, me as one of the kids and stuff, you forget the good things that happen. It's a lot of kids dwell on the bad. It's like my daughter. She doesn't remember a lot of the good things that happen. She's been had years and years of only listening to her mom, one side of the story, and that's what she gets. She's not talking to me now because she left her husband that she married and had a child with, and left him, and is now married to another guy, got a kid with, got a few of them. And I told her, when she was leaving, you shouldn't do that. Well, we were always met. Well, he doesn't cheat. You're married. You got to stick it out. I remember talking to my grandpap. He was married for, my goodness, how many years to Grandma. And and they had a lot of kids. And he said, yeah, we had trouble too. We had lots of trouble too. But there was never any thought of just leaving. That's the government making it allowed. That's what I like about the Philippines. They don't allow it. They don't give you a divorce. But now it's just easy. Woman gets her panties in what, and guess what? The guy's got to pay. Look what happened to me. When it happened to me, I had $14 left over a week in pay. Nobody cared. Went back to the judge and said, hey, what am I supposed to do? She's got a decent get another job. That's what they say. So me, I'll be honest with you, young again, I love the kids and love to have a family, but you get these young guys anymore with like this think before you sleep guy and this MGTOW movement and stuff. The guy gets screwed. You get married, a woman throws her panties in a bunch, you're screwed. You are definitely screwed. They screwed you during the marriage, and then they screw you after. And why women get so vindictive, I do not know. I just don't know it. But it sucks. That'll be one way to control the population. But if you're a young guy and you're going to get married, make sure it's somebody who really does love you, instead of just pretending they are for something you have or what they think you're going to have. So, but it's a shame. But these little guys, we're just going to be chilling today. We're going to do a little cleaning behind the fridge and under the stove, I think. Mama's going to be gone for a good bit. She's probably going to visit some of her buddies while she's up there. She's taking a van. It's only 150 pesos to take the van. I didn't want to pile in the car. Grandma's not here because we don't know what we're going to run into with the, we're hearing from friends that it's a lockdown and us getting off the highway there. I don't want them nailing us with the kids, so she just took the van up, just her, and she's got her face shield and mask and all her stuff she needs. So I hope this ends. But personally, myself, I have this sneaky suspicion that as soon as this one's up, they're going to say, we found a case over in blah, blah, blah somewhere, and it's an Echo variant now, so we got to shut the whole country down again. I just seen a thing in one area, I think it was New South Wales, they had one case, so they shut the whole thing down. Australia's getting boned. Any of you guys from Australia want to chime in on this, let us know. I hear it's not good there. But, guys, when's it going to end? I got somebody on there saying, you got to take this and you got to do blah, blah. They're going to force us into it. I'm sure of it. They're going to force it in to jail, I think, with these vaxes. And do I think it's a depopulation event, extinction event, you might call it? It's leaning that way for me, guys. Sorry, it's just leaning that way. But why is there this big push on this? And people say, it's going to be this. Well, I just saw a report. Somebody sent this to me on Telegraph, and they said in this one area they had some kind of a big get together and there was a bunch of them, and they said out of the people that came in with sick, and they say they have this variant. They just say they do. 68 of them, I believe, had already had both shots. 35 of them had one already, and 3 had none. So, do the math, guys. You got to really watch out the news. I myself, we don't even turn on the mainstream news anymore. I watch it kind of like for comedy. The old Saturday Night Live was really good. I used to love to watch that, with Dan Aykroyd and the original cast and all that. That was great. But now it sucks. So the best comedy I watch anymore is MSNBC, CNN. It's all comedy. It's just a skit. These are nothing but paid actors. I get that they got that one woman on there, Rachel. They call her Rachel Mad Cow. This is the moniker they gave to her, but she's one of these ones that touts hating, white people and all this stuff. And what's she trying to do? She's trying to look like a white dude, And then you get these ones like Elizabeth Warren. She says, "Oh, there's all this white privilege." Well, then why did she pretend to be an Indian to get into Harvard if there's all this white privilege? So I could go on this stuff, but I'm not gonna. You guys know what the heck's up. A lot of the audience here are pretty sharp just in the comments. I get the trolls and the ones that aren't productive with their stuff. If they're just bashing, I take it for a while and get rid of it. If you got something against me, say it. I'll leave it there. If you got a difference of opinion, that's fine. I'll leave it there. But when they start bashing and saying I'm stupid and I should kill myself, and I hope you die, I don't wish that on anyone. So, gonna let you guys go. Don't forget to pray for each other. This is Rick Shaw out.